So actually, I'm going to do part A and B together, and you can do that as well. So I'm going to go in this box and also type in part B, and then I'll come back. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention is if I start typing in part B right now, notice that it keeps it on the top line with part A. I'm just going to go in and hit spaces until I see it run over the line, and then I'll start typing part B. Okay, so I'll come back. Okay, to get the scatter diagram and the least squares line, what you want to do is highlight the whole table, and then in 2007, click on Insert, and then this Scatter, and just choose the first one. Okay. And then, so here's the scatter diagram. And then to get the regression line, we can right click on a point, and then this add trend line. And we just want linear. And let's go ahead and display the equation on the chart, because then that will help us answer part A. Okay, so there's the least squares line, and here's the equation of the least squares line. Okay, so I forgot that sometimes with Macs, right-clicking is, if you have an older version of the operating system, I think you can use the Open Apple Shift or something to do like a right-click, but my brother has a brand new Mac and he can't figure out the right-click. So with the PC, like I said, to get the regression line, I just right-clicked on a point and did add trend line. If you can't figure out how to do, if you're on a Mac and you can't figure out how to do a right-click, then what you need to do to get the equation on the chart is click on this Chart Tools, and then click on this Quick Layout, and then choose this one right here, this Layout 9. And so there, that will give you the regression line and also draw it. So then you won't have to right click on a point. It only gave us 1 decimal place, and that's fine. It doesn't say how many decimal places. So if it shows more than 2, do 2 decimal places. If it only shows 1, just do 1. Okay, so for part A, we're going to use this for part C. So just under the graph, type in the word slope and semicolon, and then y-intercept, and just abbreviate y-inter. And then we'll enter those. So the slope is 13.8, and the y-intercept is 413.2. Okay. In 2003, to get the scatter diagram, you still highlight the table, and then Insert, Chart, Scatter, and then the first type, so click Next. And that's fine. And you can click Next. And then actually we'll go ahead and name the x-axis was year, and then the y-axis for mine is net sales. Oops. And then just click Finish. And move it over so it doesn't cover up any of your work. And then it's pretty much the same steps. You can make the chart bigger. And actually go ahead and get rid of this. So just clear. So it has more space for your graph. Same thing. Right click on a point, add trend line. And then here we want linear. And then in options, display equation on chart. And then do the same thing for slope and y-intercept. Okay, so now for part C, I'm just going to copy and paste this part A and part B box. Here. And part C was use the result obtained in part A to predict the net sales. I'm going to type that in and come back. I forgot to have you label the X and Y axis for 2007. I want you to do that. So to get titles on the X and Y axis, okay, for 2007, to get labels on the X and Y axis, what you're going to have to do is up on the top here, it says Chart Tools. Click on that. And then under Quick Layout, the first one right here has where you can put labels on the X and Y axis. Click on that. And then so axis title, oops, that just moved it. Click there and then just type over years. And then on this one, I'm going to use my right arrow. Oops. I think let's see. Okay, so I accidentally deleted it. Just click on the undo button and then it puts it back. Okay, so I can see my cursor clicking there. So I'm going to do backspace and then use the up arrow to get in front of back of title and then type in net sales. And then you can actually delete this. Okay. Oh, that also got rid of my line, but just go back and right click, add trend line, and then display equation on chart. Okay. Okay, so for part C, use the result to predict the net sales for the upcoming year. So the last year shown in the chart was 5, so the next year would be 6. So sales for next year, and then I'll just go into the next cell, and then you have to start with equals. And so we're just going to plug x equals 6 into the equation for the regression line. So remember, the line is y equals mx plus b. Well, I don't have to type in the m, just click on it. So m times 6 plus, and then just click on this. Okay, so it'd be 496. And then it would be, I'll just put in parentheses here, $1 million. Okay, and there's nothing different that you would do in 2007. I mean in 2003.